Civis pacem.
Hello and welcome back again here at Tribun, where we are going to present you the board game Tribun, and also the game of today, which is called Bulldozed. So let's jump right into it, and
fast.
to those of you new to the channel, Tribun is a board game where you stack up pieces that form units, and these units move differently depending on their height, and they attack with more or less power. And so it's kind of a battle where you try to rearrange your troops and restructure them. And the game is the kind of goal of the game is to take the enemy leader and not be taken yourself.
Yeah. In a nutshell. But there is so much more beneath the surface. If you like mind-rattling game mechanics, then you're probably completely right. Yeah.
Exactly. So you combine forward, which is one of the restructuring means you have. Now I walk forward and attack.
And in comparison to games we usually play, where we have early on an Equus is a rider. I'm just showing it to you. It's a rider with long-range abilities. We start with the more tiny units. And by the way, this is a board game. You can order it and go down to the description below, or you can play it online on the Tabletop simulator. The content is for free.
Yeah, exactly. And everything is on our website, linked in the description below, tribun.org, without an E, by the way. But anyhow, so I attack you, you combine backwards and re-attack me with something of equal height. And so I will probably, I will combine backwards.
Yeah. Using the symmetry you had. Okay, so usual stuff, some back and forth. I'm re-attacking and asking the question, what are you going to do about this one? Well, you keep it and support it. And none of us really likes to engage into a fist fight, because if I take, I help you develop, because you can bring the archer from the back ranks onto the front line, and the same applies to me. So, yeah, we basically keep the tension at this point.
And because both of these pieces are rather decent.
You know what's missing? I was thinking, something's missing, man.
Oh, yeah, the music. Exactly, by Darren Curtis.
Yeah, one of our main parts of this game. When you play it, it's really goosebump atmosphere.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. And, sorry for butchering your name in the past.
It will never happen again.
You kind of did this. I assume to do this, perhaps. But it's also very stable and solid.
Yeah.
Kind of.
See, I like the tactics of a lot of these spearsmen. It's like in the Roman army, they did similar things, and it's quite solid, as you mentioned. And this way you can march your opponent down in a way. So just basically trying to counter your usual approaches with these long-range weapons by just nullifying all their movements and saying, what are you going to do about the turtle that's coming after you?
Yeah, and so I'm going to combine like this and pressure your... Well, this isn't really a weakness, but it could
Not really,
be.
yeah. But fair enough. Go for it. Yeah, I'm trying to... Yeah, restructuring. I guess this could shove forward. This could be put here. And sooner or later, you're facing this massive wall. And, well, you try to poke a little. But hey, be my guest. Yeah, the light hexagons are what I'm afraid most of, because my Tribune is on the light hexagons in the beginning. So That's what I'm going for. And here you see the first symmetry on my side. I cannot make use of it because of this wardening piece here in the middle, but I'm asking a question here. This one could combine potentially out of the way, and well, you can attack, of course.
Yeah,
That's
which
the
is a
thing.
very standard thing. You have a small unit to do the attack, but a big unit that does all the damage. And so you would take everything but only shove something small forward. And, you know, if you shove the small people forward, you can't lose as much, you know? So that's the idea, and that's why you step out of the way and create a symmetry like that.
Yeah, another symmetry, and saying, well, this one sucks. It's really not going anywhere. But unlike in chess, you could argue, well, it's bound to the color complex it's on. In Tribun, it's not. You can just recombine on another color, and well, then my pieces are placed in a way awkwardly. Yeah, interesting structure. Coming here with these assisting units, and yeah, I had to combine backwards.
Yeah, but you attack this, which is a rather decent
It's like,
idea.
yeah, it's like
I board on
dancing
that.
and dancing, and yeah.
And that was
Sometimes,
rather good.
sometimes
I
in a
knew-
dance you stumble.
Now, the first thing I'm looking at is combining on this hexagon, but
And that's,
actually, I did that. Huh.
yeah, it was a hard question. I mean, you were in a fork. I was attacking both of your units, so the best thing probably what you can do is saying, well, here's the Centuria, just a minute. And this one kills everything in the vicinity, so now he's gonna run for it. But well, he got his trophy, and now he grabs another one you can take, and then I retreat, and I got a bunch of...
Into a symmetry. That's
And,
gonna-
and another symmetry, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, now it's time for me to get something going, and I decide I perhaps want this dark equus. And I'm looking at like ideas of going here, looking down that file.
Yeah, I have to admit this is not particularly looking really juicy for me. I mean, I'm covering myself and maybe absorbing every punch you throw, but I cannot do any harm to you, and now you start tickling, and well, if I take, then that would be a bad move, right? If I would take here, that's what we are planning to do, then you open up this massive file, and you could instantly say, well, now I'm in the neighborhood, man, because this field is just protected by these two spearsmen, and I could take 2 or 4 pieces, but it doesn't matter because the occurring unit, you see the red ring around my Tribune, it's still attacking the Tribune and kill it. So basically I cannot retake, and that means you bring 6 pieces into my neighborhood, and that's bad news, man.
Yeah, but the fun thing is you could actually take it like that.
That's true. Maybe I did it.
And I don't know what I was
But not
planning to
no,
do.
but not no. But now this one, it covered this one, so it's
that was
rather
the
an
idea.
ingenious move, I have to admit. So it's not that easy.
Ah. Okay, actually that was a nice trap. It totally got me.
Yeah, you trapped yourself, and it worked. But you, I'm sorry, man. Ooh. Oh man.
Perhaps I wasn't that smart.
But the next time it will be, you see.
I mean, I have this,
Uh,
but
yeah,
you can combine, which
and-
kind of...
I can combine in several ways. Now, I'm attacking the faraway ballista, and I'm attacking this dude. So
That
it's
was so
kind of a fork.
stupid.
Kind of a fork. Yeah, you could have been here. I mean, from this point on, you have no chance of bringing me down, but it would be a nuisance.
Actually, if I do this, it isn't totally bad. Well, you could take. That's kind of annoying, though.
Yeah, I can take. You
Yeah,
can take
that's
2 pieces or 1,
Yeah.
but not 3. If you take 3 pieces, you are dead. That's
Yeah, well,
interesting.
I'm kind of thinking that I would have like an equal trade up here.
Maybe.
Anyhow, let's not dive too deep into.
Yeah, right,
Awesome.
right. Now let's see. What are you going to do? You counter with this move. So
Oh,
this
yeah,
one is a
well.
little better protected. You could now take 3 pieces. I'm going for it. Because basically I'm saying, well, I was up a little material. And now I'm taking here. I'm damaging you here. And always is something more hanging on your side than on mine. So I win additional material. So
Yeah, that was nice.
yeah.
I'll give you that. Now you have like ideas of taking or going forward, and I'm going to ignore that.
Oh, that's bold, man.
Yeah, because I have to do something now. I'm in deep trouble,
No, that's true.
and I have to somehow win. No, I'm not going to win by getting all cagey and being like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die."
Yeah, and
I hope I picked that.
I'm choosing this move, of course, because I'm opening up this diagonal. And if I would only have stepped forward, you could have taken this not with the Tribune, but with a ballista, pointing now directly at the center line and getting out of this diagonal. So I didn't opt for it. I went here, but forget everything I said before, because of course you can take here as well. Oh man, this is a stupid episode, man. Hands
we
off
shouldn't
the
do these
wheat.
that late, huh?
Huh?
Perhaps we shouldn't do these this late, huh?
Maybe, but this way it's much more entertaining.
Exactly. It's like, watching some drunk people figure it out. Just we don't condone drinking.
Oh, yo, man. Oh, yeah.
Anyhow, so by the way, that's just being YouTube friendly. This is okay. That kind of sounds really terrible. I'm just
Usually we are not.
talking about it, right? These
Yeah,
are the
this is
ideas.
kind of a fork. I mean, this is a Zwischenzug, right? You're attacking the Tribune, okay. And I'm stepping, or combining rather, out of the way. But what I have is kind of a fork. I'm attacking this unit. And if you don't do something about that, well, if my ballista arrives here, it completely cuts you off. And in the next move, now you block my passage. That's nice, yeah.
That's like the only way to deal with this.
Whoa, and making use of the symmetry. Now
Yeah,
it's
that's,
getting spicy, man. And I have to say, usually, when you have all those big units, and I mean you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this mediocre one. Usually I have only the small pieces and I'm very exposed. But this time not. I have 2 big dudes here and I'm covered. This is rare.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
you can do stuff like that. Just
Yeah, this is a
being
multiple fork.
yeah, but this is the only thing that really hangs.
Yeah.
Unless, well, yeah, it still hangs.
It hangs, yeah. It hangs and I'm taking with another attack on the Tribune, so it's clean. It wasn't surely the best day you had.
I don't know why I didn't do this. That would have... Anyhow, I didn't do it, and that's like kind of... Ugh. Oh, that looks... That doesn't look very good.
I would say...
Hard to figure it out, though. It's kind of like, I don't know. Like that?
No, this one can be taken here. You have to be a little slower. I would opt for something like that in the first place. Saying, well, I'm attacking you and taking away one of these fields and taking these away, but you can combine here and most likely would. I don't know. Let's see what I did.
Yeah, so I think you
I'm
took...
just...
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
maybe this rampage mode is better. Whoa, 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 man. Oh.
Honestly, I personally prefer this move.
Yeah, it's much better.
Because you have more room to move. And you also restrict me more.
Mm.
You know? But
Yeah, usually with a ballista you should hunt a Sagittarius from a little distance at least. But I'm chopping down everything, man. I'm the man with the axe in the woods. And that's exactly my style. Oh yeah.
it's a little fortress. It's not great, but it's okay.
Does it look
I
desperate? No. But I'm pretty convinced that from this point on, where it was already a clean win, it took me about 100 moves additionally to make something out of it. I mean, you're just jumping around, and I try to find the right way.
By the way,
find
this is
it.
like a tactic. If you are cornered, sometimes you can try to not move so that the enemy comes in closer, and if you're lucky, they'll split up, mess it up, and you can run away. So
Yeah.
that's what I kind of went for.
Yeah, this is kind of nice, but this one now, if only you get some breathing room. Now, what? I was so unnerved. What are you doing to me?
Oop.
Okay, at least an exchange. And man.
So, after all of this, we have arrived at this kind of situation. You know?
Mm. And now I try to keep it steady. Here again. Whew, now. At least I have this Equus. And now I have to, bring more pieces together. I mean, this Equus cannot really damage me. And all I gotta do is keep everything composed. Yeah, okay, now there is a second ballista now. Well,
And by the way, it's borderline impossible to protect this Equus. Like, if you see this on the board, you know if you lose that, it's not your fault. Just a matter of time.
yeah, and there it is.
Yeah.
And you cannot take, by the way. This is a tactic you can take, but if you take 3 pieces, then I have a Sagittarius and I'm striking directly back. And the
It's
game would
punching
be over.
you don't do that.
Like these
So-
medieval training dudes where the javelers, when the riders came with their lance and are bouncing into this thing, you hit the shield and now it turns around and smacks you in the back.
I know what you're referring to. Yeah, so these are like very simple endgames, so I'm going to like skip forward a bit.
Yeah.
It's I'm being attacked usually, and then I jump on a hexagon that doesn't die, and I try to get as far away from the border as I only possible can,
Yeah.
as I only possibly could, and stay in the middle. That's like the idea, and if I can take something, which is very improbable, but if I could, I would do that too. But
Now I'm curious. Am I going to do now? I mean, the very important part was to chop at least so many pieces down that you cannot combine further up. You could become an equus, but you most likely wouldn't do that because you would be bound to a color complex. And see, now, yeah, my Tribune is already waiting. This is also a tactic. When you see the other one jumping around like that, he is in Sagittarius. If you mimic this and become a Sagittarius yourself, you know if he steps close enough to attack you, you can strike first. So you are
yeah,
safe, and now, yeah, you basically have nowhere to hide, and it's over.
oh, and you know these fields are only covered by the Tribune himself, so
And you will be awarded the Fair Play Medal.
yeah, because in this game you can sacrifice your Tribune, and if you are forced to, I reckon you should.
Of course.
Because that's kind of ending the game in respect, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
But I took your head. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but it was an interesting game, and even though that I had some, I made use of some blunders from your side, which is not very common, and somehow managed to bring it to an appropriate end. Yeah, thanks for you out there watching, and we suggest go to the description below. Download everything you get, the manuals, it's all for free. You can download the 3D printer files if you like. You can order the whole game at us. Just write us an email and we send it to you. We frequently did already, and yeah, have fun playing. We want a community playing Tribun because we are convinced it is a great game. So up until next Friday, I would say, see you soon.
Und Tribun.